Let's have a little chat until others comes. How is your experience? I mean, in case of return filing and the RAMIS, what kind of experience is it? RAMIS ගැන කාට හරි experience එකක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒක මොන වගේ experience එකක්ද? ඇත්තට මම මේක අහන්නේ මේ RAMIS වලදී ඕගොල්ලන් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එක මීට් කරලාද එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒකේ තව මොනවද ඩිවෙලොප් වෙන්න ඕනි කියන එක ගන්නද යූසර් කෙනෙක් විදිහට? සමහර අය experience ඇති individual income tax return filing සම්බන්ධයෙන් කොහොමද experience එක සමහර අය දැනටම try කරලා ඇති අපි දැනට cover කළා individual income tax return filing කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවද individual income tax return එක file කරන්න start කරමු anybody at least you just open your individual income tax return. Is there anyone? Not yet. Is there anyone who just open your dashboard, open your account? ඒ කියන්නේ මේ ඔයා පිටට මේ දෙනවා කියන්නේ අතරම tax consultant කෙනෙක් ළඟට යනවා කියන එකද මීන් කරන්නේ මේ return එක file කරගන්න? Okay, right. මෙහෙමයි ඉතින් ඇත්තටම මේ course එක follow කළාට පස්සේ business income business account එකක් හදන්න කියන්නේ accountancy පැත්ත නැත්තම් ඇත්තටම I think you can do it, right? No need to go for the tax consultant. It's I think you do have access to the recording of this session. In case of individual income tax return filing, I think best thing you can do is you can just go through that record again, and I think I hope thereafter you will be able to do it by yourself, right? So that is what the expectation of this course will see, all right? Okay, so we'll see. And shall we start? There are 27. Okay, we'll start, right? So let me share my screen. I will switch off my video. My screen is shared. I hope you can see my screen now. So before start the formal session, I just thought to say something about this process: learn, unlearn, and relearn. Do you come across with this process? This is very important concept, especially this adult learning, right? So what you are doing, you are just learning partners, right? You are just learning partners. That means all together you and me and even the Mr. Indika from the Crown campus. So we all are in a common group, right? For purpose of learning. So all of you are learning partners, right? So learning is some there are different view on learning, right? This is one of it. So we have learned lot so far throughout our life. We have learned lot. Some things, some things we learn from uh, through the formal education, and some facts and some things we learn from our experience. So anyhow, we do have the knowledge, experience, and kind of thing. So so as a result of all these things, we have already learned uh, some data, we have learned some processes, we have learned some way to do things and kind of thing. But when it comes to the new things, when we have to face to the new systems, right? So the thing is, actually world is dynamic, it's moving forward always. We have to face new challenges and kind of thing. So in order to face this very dynamic world, sometimes we have to do the unlearning. අපිට ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේ ඔළුවෙන් අයින් කරන්න වෙනවා. අපිට ඒ ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේම ඔළුවේ තියන් හිටියොත් සමහර වෙලට අපිට මේ හැඩ ගැහෙන්න බැරි වෙනවා මේ ඩයිනමික් වර්ල්ඩ් එකත් එක්ක. දැන් මම ඒක මේ මෙතෙන්දි උදාහරණයක් ගත්තේ අතරම ටැක්ස් රිටර්න් පුරවන එක ගැන අපි දෙයක් ඉගෙනගෙන තිබ්බ. දැන් අපි මටත් කලින් දැන් මෙතනත් ඉන්න පුළුවන් ඇත්තට මට කලින් ටැක්ස් රිටර්න් පුරවපු අය මේ මම මගේ කැරියර් එක පටන් ගන්න කලින් මේ ටැක්ස් වලට රිලේටඩ් කැරියර් එක ස්ටාර්ට් කරපු අය ඉන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන් ටැක්ස් රිටර්න් එක පුරවන එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් යම් කිසි විදියක හැදෑරීමක් කළා. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ලර්න් කරලා තිබ්බා. හැබැයි දැන් මේ ක්‍රමේ වෙනස්. දැන් මේ ක්‍රමේ වෙනස් වෙගෙන යනවා. වෙනස් වෙගෙන ඇවිල්ලා දැන් ඩිජිටල් සිස්ටම් එක නැත්තම් මේ ඩිජිටල් ප්ලැට්ෆෝම් එක කරා තමයි අපි ටැක්ස් රිටර්න් එක ෆයිල් කරන්නේ. එතකොට අපිට මේ ඩිජිටල් ප්ලැට්ෆෝම් එක හරහා ටැක්ස් රිටර්න් එක ෆයිල් කරද්දී සමහර වෙලාවට අපි අර ලර්න් කරලා තිබ්බ දේවල් අපිට සිද්ධ වෙනවා අන්ලර්න් කරන්න. නැත්නම් අපි අර ලර්න් කරලා තිබ්බ දේවල් එක්කම අපි හිටියොත් අපිට බැරි වෙනවා මේ නිව් මේ අලුත් මේ සිස්ටම් එකට ඇඩැප්ට් වෙන්න. ඒ හින්දා අපි ලර්න් කරනවා වගේම අන්ලර්නින් කියන එකත් ඇත්තටම වැදගත් වෙනවා. It also important learning as well as unlearning. It also very important in the process of learning. So සමහර දේවල් අපි අමතක කරන්න ඕනේ. මේ විදිහ නෙමෙයි දැන් අලුත් විදිහ. So once we unlearn the thing, we have to relearn, right? So so before start the formal process, I just want to add this for and share this idea with you all. So it will be helpful for this course as well as for your future, right? Okay, so let me continue the corporate income tax return filing. Right, today we are going to discuss about corporate income tax return filing. Right, so what is the difference? What is the major difference between corporate income taxation and the individual income taxation? What is the major difference between corporate income tax and the individual income tax? What do you feel when come to the corporate income tax, and what do you feel when comes to the individual income tax? මොකක්ද ප්‍රධාන වෙනස මේ corporate income tax සහ individual income tax අතර? Anybody?
Corporate income, there is they deduct the expenses and all kind of things, and after that they raise the amount and they calculate the tax.
Sorry?
For a corporate,
Can you repeat it? Excuse
corporate
me?
income, Hello. Hello.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can you please repeat it?
Yeah. Corporate income.
Yeah. So
They deduct the
no,
expenses.
there are a lot, right? So answers are coming here. There are a lot. Yes. Corporate income tax. There's no employment income. Correct. Rate differences. Correct. Business income. Even the individual can have business income. Right. What else? The rate differences for the individual. We do have progressive tax rate. For the corporates, here we do have flat rate. It's 30%. No. Anything else? Any other differences? Yes, relief. Very good. Corporate taxation, there's no relief. But for the individual income tax, there are releases, right? Most important release is the personal relief, right? It's 1.8 for 24-25, and it will be 1.2 for 24-25. It will be 1.8 for 25-26 onward. But when it comes to the corporate income tax, no relief. Do they have qualifying payment? Can corporate claim qualifying payment? Yes, thank you. They can claim qualifying payment. So, what are the source of income corporates do have? What kind of source of income corporate might have? No employment income, but corporate may have business income, investment income, and other. No? Okay, thank you. So, the way we calculate the assessable income from the business and investment is same for the both corporate taxation, corporate income taxation, and the individual income taxation. Only difference when it comes to the sum of the investment income, there are relief like rent. Against the rent income, individual can claim 25% rent relief. And but for the corporate, there's no rent relief. But instead of that, they can deduct the appropriate expenditure, right? Maybe maintenance, maybe capital allowance, and kind of thing, right? So thereafter, the structure of tax calculation, there's no much difference, right? So what we have to do, we have to calculate the assessable income from each sources. That means business, investment, and other, right? Then we have to allow the qualifying payment, and then we have to calculate the taxable income. Once we calculate the taxable income, then we have to apply the tax rate to calculate the tax liability. So, what about the losses? What do you think about the losses for the corporate tax and the individual income tax? Can individual deduct losses? One says no. Yeah. So even individuals can claim the losses, right? If they incurred losses from the businesses or even from the investment, right? Such losses can be deducted against the business income and the investment income as per the section 19 of the Inland Revenue Act, right? So, so this loss deduction is applicable to both individual and corporate. So we have to discuss, especially when it comes to the business income tax calculation, business or the corporate tax return filing. Taxpayers can do lot refers to these losses because the businesses losses is somewhat familiar thing, right? Businesses can earn profit as well as they may ended up with the losses as well. Once the business do have losses, that loss has to be claimed against the profit. Loss can be deduct against the profit, right? So even in return filing, you have to be careful of this loss adjustment and kind of thing. So what are the type of document that that business organization need to attach with the corporate income tax return? What kind of document do you think? What kind of document that business people need to upload? Audited account, including profit and loss account, and the balance sheet, cash flow statement, equity statement, note to the financial accounts. So likewise, right? So with compare to the individual, the corporate has to submit certain supporting document. And now, if it comes to the return, right? The corporate income tax returns little bit complex one, right? And yes, tax credit details also can, right? The corporate income tax return is little bit complex one, right? So it certain detail has to be entered, right? So especially these income related details and loss deduction related details need to enter, and further withholding tax related details. So especially when it comes to the corporate income tax, that corporate when it comes to the corporate income tax withholding related details, you need to enter using the CSV. Withholding schedule එක අපි individual income tax ගැන කතා කරද්දී කිව්වා withholding credit එක අපිට මේ return එකේ තියෙන format එක ඇතුලේ ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ user interface එක ඇතුලේම data enter කරන්න පුළුවන් transaction 100ක් වගේ නා. transaction 100කට වඩා වැඩි නම් අපිට වෙනවා individual return එකත් එක්ක අර CSV කියන format එකකින් එක spreadsheet format එකක් මම එකට එන්න CSV කියන spreadsheet format එකකින් ඒ withholding related detail ටික දෙන්න. corporate income tax return එක filing වලට එනකොට මේ withholding වලට අදාළ details ටික නැත්නම් withholding deduct කරපුවට අදාළ details ටික CSV format එකෙන්ම දෙන්න අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා. ඊට අමතරව මේ return එක ගැන කතා කරනවා නම් මේකේ කොටසක් තියෙනවා අර financial statement වලට. ඒ කියන්නේ profit and loss account එකට සහ balance sheet එකට. Yeah, there's a verification tool for WHT, right? So we'll show you, right, that verification tool and thing, right? There's a part in this return, corporate income tax return. You can upload the you can enter your profit and loss account and the balance sheet data in that part B, right? So but it's up to the taxpayer to decide whether he use this user interface to submit the financial details or whether whether it is lawful to submit the scanned copy of financial statement as well, right? And filing dates are no difference. It doesn't matter whether it is corporate income tax, partnership income tax, or the individual income tax. Return has to be filed on no before 30th November, right? Okay, so I hope now seems to be you all do have very good understanding about this corporate income tax returns, tax calculation, and kind of thing. With that understanding, we'll move to the return filing. If you can remember, the individual can directly access to the return. The individual can directly access to the return via the individual income tax button. But we'll show you the corporate's not like that, right? So if corporate, that means so somebody try to log into the system using corporate and partnership tax matters using only the company TIN and PIN, it will not be allowed to log, right? So let me see you the interface first, right? Here, doesn't matter whether it is corporate income tax or the individual income tax, whatever the case, when you need to access to the REMIS, you need to use this e-service and access to e-service option, right? So here I'm using this access to e-service option. Okay, from here, if you select this one, corporate partnership taxpayer, and proceed, here what you have to enter, you have to enter my tax reference number. My tax reference number may be TIN or SSID, right? So, and you need to enter my IRD PIN, and further you need to enter my tax reference number again. It's a TIN, right? So there's no option to alter. It's a TIN. So my company tax reference number, here you have to enter the TIN. Here you have to enter the SSID, right? So when you try to log into the system through this corporate and partnership tax matters, right? System requested to enter the SSID, the PIN for that SSID, and the company TIN, right? So now suppose you do not have SSID, then how you log into the system using corporate income tax identification number, that means corporate PIN number and the PIN number for that particular corporate. So in that case, what you have to do, right? You have to use this option, right? Instead of that, my corporate and partnership tax matters, you have to use this option, authorization of staff and agent, right? So let me show you. Once you click on this authorization of staff and agent, here you have to enter the my company reference number, it's the TIN, and the IRD PIN, IRD PIN for that particular corporate. Those two you have to enter here. So once you enter these two, you can access to the dashboard. So now let me show you this SSID and SSID administration through the recorded video. Any questions up to this point? Any questions refers to this difference between corporate tax return and the individual income tax return? So not only the return, even the access point also different. Even the access also difference. Return එකේ විතරක්ම නෙමෙයි මේ වෙනස තියෙන්නේ. Corporate income tax return එකකට enter වෙන්න නැත්නම් corporate income tax return එකක් access කරන්න තියෙන path එක individual income tax return එකක් access කරන්න තියෙන path එකෙන් වෙනස් වෙනවා. අපිට මතකයි individual income tax return එක individual ගේ TIN number සහ PIN අංකය දන්නවා නම් අපිට ඒ දෙක use කරලා return එකට අපිට යන්න පුළුවන්. return එක open කරගන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි corporate tax වලට එනකොට අපිට company එකේ TIN එක සහ company එකේ PIN එක විතරක් තිබුණට return filing කරන්න නැත්නම් ඒ return filing process එක initiate කරන්න බෑ, right? That's the difference. There are difference from the return as well as there are differences from the process as well, right? So let me share this video, and through video I will explain you this. hope you can see my screen, right? Is it okay? No, you can see, no? Okay. So first we have to select the staff authorization, right? So here I just open the staff authorization UI, right? So this is my SSID. So I have requested SSID from the IRD, and IRD has already sent two SSIDs to me. ඔගලන් මුලින්ම මෙතනින් ලොග් වෙලා මම මේ ලැන් ලොග් වෙන තැනින් කෝපරේට් පින් එක සහ කෝපරේට් පින් එක යූස් කරලා ලොග් වෙලා SSID රික්වෙස්ට් එකක් කරලා තියෙන්න ඕනි. දැන් මේ අවස්ථාව රික්වෙස්ට් එකක් කරලා ඒ රික්වෙස්ට් එක බේස් කරගෙන SSID මට හම්බෙලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට මම දැන් ඒ SSID ඕතරයිස් කරගන්න එක තමයි මේ අවස්ථාවේ කරන්නේ. Right? Clear? If this is not clear, please ask, right? So then I can clarify it more. මම එන්ටර් කරනවා මගේ කම්පැනි පින් එක සහ කම්පැනි පින් එක. මම ලොග් වෙන්නේ authorization of staff කියන තැන. All right, okay. Now this authorization, as I told earlier, we need to have SSID, right? We need to have SSID, special staff identification number, right? We need this SSID to open up the return, right? Or to fill the return and to submit the return, right? Therefore, say assume now the company we know our team and we do have the company PIN as well, but we do not have any SSID yet. So in that case, what we have to do, right? First, we have to make a request for the SSID. Even that request we can do through this Remis application, right? So once we submit the request for the SSID, IRB will send the SSID by letter or by mail, right? Once you receive the SSID, what you have to do first, you have to assign particular role for that SSID. So that is what I'm going to do here. So I just try to log to the Remis system using my company PIN and company PIN. It's two separate things. Company do have its own PIN and own PIN, and even company can request the SSID and the password PIN for the SSID, right? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, so we'll move forward, right? So you will be realize more, right, what I'm going to do here, right? So now I'm entering my company details. Okay, let me share another video, right? Yeah. So now I have logged into the system using my company PIN and company PIN, right? So here say now this is the first time you log to the Ramis system using your company PIN and company TIN, right? Once you log, right, what you can do, say now, assume you do not have the SSID. So if this is the first time, or even even after the first time you can do this, right? You have to click on this authorization. Once you click the authorization, there will be a drop down like this, right? So through this drop down, what you can do, you can create staff authorization. That means you can assign the role for the SSID. Or if you do not have any SSID yet, what you can do, you can make a request for the SSID. Here the link, right? Request SSID. Or you can make you can change the staff password. That means each SSID do have its own password. You can change as an administrator. You can change those SSID password from here, right? So even you can create tax agent authorization. You can authorize your tax agent for particular function, right? So you can authorize staff for client, right? You can view the company authorization, you can view the tax agent authorizations as well, right? So assume now you have already make a request for the SSID, and now you do have SSID. So now what you are going to do, now you are going to authorize those SSID. We'll see. So you have to select the create staff authorization, right? And then you have to open your SSID mailer. That means SSID letter issued by the Inland Revenue, right? මේ වෙනකොට SSID සම්බන්ධයෙන් දැනුවත් කරපු මේල් එකක් නැත්නම් ලියුමක් IRB එකකින් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒ ලියුම තමයි ඔයා අරගන්නේ. ඒ ලියුමෙන් තමයි ඔයා හොයාගන්නේ මොනවද ඔයාට සයින් කරලා තියෙන SSID මේ තියෙන්නේ, right? So let me show you here. So your PIN number is there, your company name is there, right? So then here it says reference to your request for new staff ID. We are pleased to inform you that your request for new staff ID has been successfully processed. Please ensure that you keep track of staff SSID which have been assigned to you, as the Inland Revenue Department will be issue only up to maximum of 20 staff IDs to the entity registered with the IRB. So maximum 20 තමයි issue කරන්නේ අර tax SSID request option එක හරහා 2 to 20 SSID request කරන්න පුළුවන්. So once you request the SSID, you will have this kind of letter, right? This letter says this is the SSID number 1 and this is the password for the SSID 1. This is the SSID number 2 and this is the password for the SSID number 2. So now what you are going to do, you are going to assign a particular role for these two SSID. මේ SSID වලට විශේෂිත රෝල් එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. කියන්නේ මේ SSID එකකින් log වෙලා කරන්නේ corporate income tax related වැඩද, මේ SSID එකකින් log වෙලා කරන්නේ VAT related වැඩද, මේ SSID එකකින් log වෙලා කරන්නේ APIT related වැඩද, මේ SSID එකකින් log වෙලා කරන්නේ withholding tax related වැඩද කියන එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් රෝල් එකක් assign කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම මෙතන තවදුරටත් ගිය concept එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ රෝල් එක prepare ද approve ද කියලා දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා. There are two. That is why we need two SSID. In case you do have two SSID, one SSID has to be assigned as a preparer. So preparer is the only one who can access the return at first time. පළවෙනි පාර return එක හම්බෙන්නේ preparer. Right? So another SSID you have to assign as a approver. So once the preparer fill the return, he can submit that return to the approver. Approver may be finance controller, finance manager, right, or accountant, or even the boss, company boss වෙන්න පුළුවන්, finance director වෙන්න පුළුවන්, right ඒ approve ගේ SSID එක use කරන්නේ කවුරු හරි එහෙම කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් prepare ගේ SSID එක use කරන්නේ account executive වෙන්න පුළුවන් right නැත්නම් මේ assistant manager tax වෙන්න පුළුවන් කවුරු හරි ඒ කාටද නැත්නම් මේ දෙකම එකම එක්කෙනාට use කරන්නත් පුළුවන් ඒ කියන්නේ හිතමු finance manager use කරනවා finance manager මේ දෙක අරගෙන එක SSID එකක් prepare විදියට assign කරනවා එක SSID එකක් approve විදියට account කරනවා මේ authorize කරනවා මුලින්ම prepare ගේ SSID එකෙන් log වෙලා data enter කරනවා return එකට ඊට පස්සේ approve ගේ SSID එකෙන් log වෙලා ඒ data IRD එකට submit කරනවා right ඕක තමයි වෙන්නේ so ඒක මම පෙන්නන්නම් දැන් so see so those are the SSID I just copy one SSID and then again move to here so staff reference number is the SSID right so this particular SSID මම අර copy කරගත්ත SSID එක එතනට enter කළා search කළා අපි බලමු මේ SSID එකට දැනට role එකක් assign කරලා තියෙනවද නැද්ද කියන කාරණේ නෑ අපිට එකම SSID එකක් එක tax type එක prepare සහ approve කියන දෙකටම assign කරන්න බෑ. එක SSID එකක් ඒ tax type එකේ එක role එකයි දෙන්න පුළුවන්. corporate income tax නම් corporate income tax prepare විදිහට assign කරන SSID එක ඒකේ approve විදිහටම assign කරන්න බෑ. right දැන් මම එතනින් log වුණා. right දැන් මේ SSID එක මම මේක ඇත්තටම මේ corporate income tax වල approve විදිහට තමයි assign කරලා තියෙන්නේ role එක. මම බැලුවා දැන් මේ role එකක් assign කරලාද කියලා. ඔව් ඒකට already role එකක් assign කරලා තියෙනවා. corporate income tax වල approve විදිහට. ඊළඟට මම බලනවා අනිත් SSID එක. I'm just checking the second SSID now. All right, it has been authorized as the corporate income tax preparer here. It's corporate income tax. And make a VAT වලට assign කරලා නැහැ. ඕනනම් මේක VAT වලට preparer නැත්නම් VAT වලට approve විදිහට මේ SSID එකම assign කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි එකම SSID එකක් එකම tax type එකේ approve සහ preparer කියන දෙකටම assign කරන්න බෑ. මේක 2024 7/11 ඉඳලා ඉස්සරහට මෙයා prepare කෙනෙක් විදිහට වැඩ කරනවා. right මේ SSID එකෙන් log වෙලා return එක data enter කරන්න පුළුවන්. right දැන් මම මේ විදිහට SSID දෙකම authorization බලාගත්තා. ඒක ඇත්තම already කරලා තිබ්බේ නැත්නම් මට කරන්න පුළුවන්කම තිබ්බා. right so 20ක් රික්වෙස්ට් කළාට පස්සේ පුළුවන් මම හිතන්නේ මම ඒක චුට්ටක් චෙක් කරලා හරියටම කන්ෆර්ම් කරන්න මම හිතන්නේ ඒ කියන්නේ එකපාර දෙකේ ඉඳලා 20ක් වෙනකන් රික්වෙස්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන් හැබැයි ඉතින් SSID 20ක් රික්වෙස්ට් කරාම ඉතින් ඇති මොකද tax type ම 20ම යූස් කරන්නත් එකපාර බෑ මොකද ඔය tax type ම තියෙන්නේ 5ක් 6ක් නේ එක entity එකකට අදාළ වෙන එතකොට ඒ 5-6ට වෙන වෙනම යූස් කළත් එකක් prepare විදිහටයි එකක් මේ approve විදිහටයි SSID 10ක් නේ යූස් කරන්න වෙන්නේ. ඒ හින්දා වෙන්නේ 20කට සීමා කරලා තියෙන්නේ will check it right. So partnership get yeah partnership වලටත් SSID request කරන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද partnership return එකටත් access කරන්න වෙන්නේ මේ විදිහටම තමයි. Okay, so we back, right? We back once I signed the role for the SSID, මම එතනින් log out වුණා. Right, so then I'm just try to log into the system using the SSIDs, right? So I just select the business and corporate company tax matters and log in. Here now I have to enter the SSID and my SSID password. So I'm using the prepare one because return will be visible only for the prepare. If it is not prepare, if it is not filled first time, it will be visible only for the prepare, not for the approver. Approver can access to the return once the prepare submit the return for the approver's approval. Right. So I have to enter the prepare SSID and the prepare password. BRB එකේ වල තියෙනවා මේ prepare ගේ password එක නැත්නම් ඒ SSID password එක මම ඒක prepare විදිහට sign කරලා තියෙන. Then I have to enter my company tax identification number. උඩ enter කලේ SSID එක අපි මේ තුන්වෙනි cage එකේ enter කරන්නේ company නැත්නම් partnership එකේ වෙන්න පුළුවන් TIN number එක. මේ විදිහටමයි partnership එක SSID authorize කරන්නේ, right? Then me SSID එක use කරන first time hinda system asked to change it to the new one, new pin with the alphanumeric 8 characters, right? So make sure you do have several things to know. That means which SSID has authorized as a preparer and which SSID has authorized as a approver and the respective pins, right? So we'll see. SSID password එක අමතක වුණොතින් අර company pin එකනුයි company pin එකනුයි ඒ කියන්නේ company pin එක දැන් මේ SSID එක තියෙන කෙනාට company pin එක දෙන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. මේ likewise we can administrate the process, right? හැබැයි maybe with the finance manager or maybe with the CFO, right? CFO do have the company pin as well. So everybody knows the company pin, but no one can access to the authorization section because authorization section or authorized section එකට access කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ those who do have company pin. So company pin may be with the CFO. So now if password if SSID password forget what you have to do, you have to log to the system using staff authorization hyperlink using the company and pin. From that point, you can change the password for the SSID. You can change the password for the SSID and you can ask the employee to use the new password for that particular SSID. Got it? Is it clear? Okay, thank you. So we'll move forward, right? Now this SSID holder, that means the officer or the employee who is authorized as the preparer, right? Now log into the system using his SSID and its password. So now you can see in early cases there was a TIN, but now since the preparer has logged to the system, now you can see instead of TIN here, the SSID is there, right? Then the company prepare තමයි SSID එක use කරලා මෙතනට log වෙලා තියෙන dashboard එකට what we'll see what he can check and what he can do. So see this is a corporate. So instead of individual income tax return, here there's a corporate income tax return. CIT means corporate income tax return, right? So return status, you can check, right? So even you can access to this return filing summary from the return schedule management as well. The account summary, clearance status, the tax agent details also available here. But the preparer cannot do any changes here because you can see he's just a preparer. So system says if you need to do any adjustment for those items, I mean the tax agent registration and kind of thing, preparer, not the preparer who has to log. Now the preparer is going to access to the return. Return usually doesn't matter whether it is 23, 24 or 25, 24, 25. Both these returns are almost same, right? මෙහෙමයි මේකට හේතුව මේ there's a question, if we log into the system to fill CID, then there's no selection box to select the year 24-25, then what we do? Maybe because of the few reasons. Maybe this is the first time you log to the system to file the return and you have registered for the corporate income tax file after the return filing due date. So in that case, what you can do is you can request IRB, that means taxpayer registration unit, to issue the return. IRB එකට request එකක් කළා return එක ඒ වගේ වෙලාවට issue කරගන්න පුළුවන්. taxpayer registration unit එකට මේ request එක කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් you can do the request for the customer supporting update unit as well, and even you can do this request for the relevant regional office as well. So even the officers at the regional office, they also authorize to issue the manual return. Manual means they can issue the returns. Once they issue the return, you can log into the system again and you can start the return file. Right, we'll see. Right now we have selected the return, right? So once you select the return, first you will be navigated to this kind of qualifying condition page. But this qualifying page is different from the somewhat different from the individual qualifying page. Individual qualifying page just to select the standard return or the simplified return. You know, I think already we discussed the set of individuals can submit the simplified version of the individual income tax return and others have to submit the standard one, right? So here there's no two different returns as standard or simple return. There's only one corporate income tax return, but from that return the relevant schedules you can select, right? So you can say yes for the relevant schedules and you can say no for the unrelated schedules. So then by doing this you can simplify your return of income, corporate return of income for the year of assessment 24-25, right? As an example, say assume your company do not have any business losses to declare. If it is so, you have to say no for the statement number 2. The company has any business losses to deduct, business losses to declare, you have to say no. If you say no for that qualifying question, you cannot access to the loss detail page, right? Your loss detail page will be will not be accessible to you, right? Maybe return එක මේ වාර්තාව අපිට පුළුවන් මැනේජ් කරගන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි relevant schedule select කළා return එක ඇතුළට ගියාම අපිට පේන්නේ නැත්නම් අපිට display වෙන්නේ ඒ අපි request කරපු relevant schedules විතරයි. අපි no කියලා mark කරපු අපිට relevant නැති schedule අපිට මේ return එකෙන් අයින් කරලා පැත්තකින් තියන්න පුළුවන් during the process of return filing. This is how it try to simplify, or we can say this is how we can change this system as much user friendly one, right? මේ විදිහට අපිට මේක user friendly one එකක් බවට convert කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Customize rather means, yes, we can customize up to certain extent. You can customize if particular schedule or particular table is not relevant for your income and your income tax return, you can say no, and then system will not shown that return to you while you are doing the return filing, right? So we'll see how does it work. You have to say whether you are a company, public corporation, club or society, NGO, charitable institution, or the other relevant type, right? Because this return for all these categories, therefore make sure to mark whether you are a company or whatever it is, right? So exempt return, exempt schedule, you say years. Business losses, you say years. Investment losses, you say years. Foreign losses, you say years. Qualifying payment, you say years. Company do have qualifying payment. Remittance to be declared years. Yes, company do have tax on final withholding income. Company has any balance payable, and company has any AIT and WHD credit as well. So you have selected years. You have said years for all. So system will develop the full return. If you select, if you say years for all, system will generate the full return, including all these subschedules. So let me show you. This is the main return. Main return is structure wise, it is somewhat similar to the individual income tax return, right? So from here, from the main return, you have to say the part B, whether it is necessary or not, right? If it is necessary, you can access to that part as well. If it is not necessary, you have to say no for these radio buttons. Okay, so here the other difference is the declaration page is next to the main return. That is major difference between the corporate income tax return and the individual income tax return, right? Under the individual income tax return, the declaration comes at the end point. That means at once you complete the asset and liability statement, then the declaration pop up. But here declaration will appear after the main return, right? Okay, so we'll continue. Here you have to enter the full name of declarant, designation, telephone number, email, and the NIC of the declarant. individual income tax return එකේ නම් මෙන්න මෙතනට එනකොට ඔයා return එක පුරවල ඉවරයි. හැබැයි corporate income tax එකේ මෙතනින් තමයි ඔයා මේ වැඩේ පටන් ගන්න. Then you have to say next. The system will pop up message to save the detail. So now then you move to the schedule number 1, right? So then we are in the schedule number 1 එකේ will come to the schedule by schedule. So before start the schedule by schedule, can we have just 2 minute water break? I will be back after 2 minutes water break. Okay, let's give me 2 minutes, right? So I will be back within 2 minutes period. Hello, I'm back. I think you can hear me. Can you? Hello. I hope you can hear me. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Right. So now we are going to enter the data for the corporate income tax return. First thing, first schedule refers to the exempt income, right? So if company do have any exempt, such detail has to be entered right under the schedule 1, right? Schedule 1 do have 2 parts, schedule 1A and 1A and 1B. 1A exempted income under the Inland Revenue Act number 24 of 2017. That means the current Inland Revenue Act. And some organizations do have exemptions still, even for this year, according to the Inland Revenue Act number 10 of 2006, right? So anyhow, if you do have an exempted business income or investment income, refers to the current Inland Revenue Act or the previous Inland Revenue Act. So such income details you have to enter under the Schedule 1A and Schedule 1B. We'll see. In this case, what you have to do, you have to select the relevant section of the Inland Revenue Act, right? So under which section you entitled for this exemption. Once you select the relevant section, system itself provide the description, right? System itself provide the description, and then you have to say the value, that means exempted amount. Exempted amount under each of this section, right? Here there are info buttons as well. You can use these info buttons for more details, right? So other thing is, if you do have more exemptions, you can add new row through this add button. So this is the exemptions under the previous act. Here also you have to select the relevant section, then the descriptions automatically comes, and then you have to say the number of years that exemption is applicable and the exemption end date and the exempted income amount. Not only the exemptions under the Inland Revenue Act. Some organization may have tax exemption because of the DOI. So that details need to enter Schedule 1C, and exempted losses you have to enter under the Schedule 1D, right? So then after you complete the Schedule 1, you can click the next button. Then you will be moved to the Schedule 2. The Schedule 2 to enter the business income, right? Basically, the business income, the difference is, right? So here you do have the summary, right, which is not available with the individual income tax return, but here you do have summary. So summary part you can see here, it is not editable because all the cages are gray in color. That means not editable. So what you have to do, you have to business income related into the part 2A. Once you enter business income related details here, it will be moved to the summary section as well as to the main return. So in this case, this taxpayer do this particular activity code, right? So you have to enter the activity code, but if you don't know the exact activity code, even you can use the 6 zeros as per the individual income tax return case, right? So the activity, the first activity, this particular activity, you know the exact activity code and the nature of you use this one, and you have to enter the turnover and the gain and profit, right? Turnover and the gain. This is the turnover and this is the gain and profit, right? Gain and profit from this particular activity. So likewise, if your business 3 or more business activities, activity wise income turnover you have to enter here. So we'll see. And part 2A to enter the investment income, right? Company might have different type of investment income. This is interest, right? So this is some other, right? In this drop down, there are related as well as business income related drop down. So those two have to select the income related activity codes, right? Here, interest income local, this is the turnover, this is the gain, right? So you know, it is lawful to deduct the relevant expenditure, even for the investment income, if there are attributable expenditure, that expenditure can deduct against the investment income. So now you can see, based on the data that you have entered to the part schedule 2A and 2B, the summary. Okay, we will here. Alright. You can see business income and income summary has been complete, right? But notes refers to the loss deduction against the business income and loss deduction against the investment income, because we do not enter the loss related details to this schedule 2B. We just completed the schedule 2A. 2A to enter the business income, investment income, and the other income, right? So the important thing is, you cannot enter the data for this summary part. You have to enter the data for the relevant section, relevant cage, right? Once you enter the data for the relevant cage, it will comes to the summary part as well as to the main return, right? Okay, we'll move forward. Any questions refers to this schedule 2, right? You can add more row if you do have more activities, right? What you can do is you can add a row, right? There are info buttons as well, right? In case you need more details, you can move the cursor on those info buttons. Once you move the cursor onto those info buttons, system will show some information related those cages. Okay, we move to the loss schedule, schedule 2B. It's bit lengthy one. We can use the next button to move to the schedule 2, and also we can hyperlink in the schedule 2A to move to the loss schedule. Right, this is the structure schedule as per the main income schedule. I mean 2A. Even under the 2B, there's a summary part, right? Summary section. It says the losses claimed for the locals, losses claimed for foreign sources, and total uh, losses, so total deductible losses from the business and the total losses from the investment. So there are cages. For those 6 summary cages, you can see 6 separate parts in the below. Right, so you know you can claim the accumulated losses from the past 5 years period. Here we just enter the data for the 23-24, not the 24-25. That's see the 18-19 here, but this year return 24-25 one, you cannot see this 18-19 data, right? We'll see. We move forward. So summary part is still 0 because we did not enter any data, enter the data for the relevant losses. The summary page will be up. So business losses, right? This is the losses under the rate wise, right? What is the amount of business from year of assessment 18-19? What is the amount of business 19-20? What is the amount of business losses from 2020? What is the amount? So no carry forward losses from the other years, only from the 2020, 22, 23 here. So we'll see. We do have questions. Okay, no sound. I hope you can hear me now. Is it correct? Am I audible? Am I audible to you? Okay, so thank you. So this is the start, right? So brought forward losses is this much, right? And the losses during the year 24-0. So the total losses 1.5, right? And you have to say adjustment, losses transfer from higher rate to lower rate, and that kind of detail you have to enter here, right? If there's any mismatches, system will indicate, right? So clear those mismatches. So this is the breakup. This is the breakup of brought forward loss. Nothing to deduct. This 14 against that losses, nothing to deduct, right? So then under the 2B, you have to enter the specific loss deductions. 2B2. And 2B3 to investment losses deduction, and 2B1 to business losses deduction. Here also same, even under the investment losses, you have to say what is the carried forward investment loss from those years, right? It also you have to enter those details based on the rates and investment income or the standard rate liable investment income. 28, 24, and 30 are the standard rates. මෙතන ඇත්තටම ඔයගලන්ට මේ රේට්ස් ගොඩක් තියෙන්නේ මේ එක අවුල රේට්ස් වෙනස් වුණු නිසා. දැන් ඇත්තටම 30% තිබ්බට ඔය 18 තාම ඉඳලා එනකොට ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් තිබ්බා නැත්නම් ෆාමස් ඉන්කම් තිබ්බා 14 ටැක්ස් වෙනවා. 4% rate එකේ tax වෙනවා. 28% rate එකේ tax. මේ ඇත්තටම මේ loss schedule එක complex වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Once you do the return filing, you will be realize it's not that much difficult. So you have to say the brought forward loss, and you have to say how this brought forward loss deduct against the current year tax liability. Now, what would be the carried forward to enter? Even if you do have foreign losses, that details has to be entered separate under this particular series. So once we complete the losses, right, you can move to the schedule 3. Schedule 3 to enter the qualifying payment related details, right? So not only the individuals return, not only the individuals, even the corporate can claim the qualifying payment against their assessable income, and that means when calculating the tax, even the corporates can be qualifying payment, right? So there are these categories of qualifying payment as that area may already covered Mr. indicating, right? So you may have some idea about what kind of donations are allowed against the corporate income tax calculations, or even donation made to the government, even donation made to the approved charity can be deducted against the corporate income tax calculations as well. මේ විදිහට ඒ අදාළ මාතෘකාව යටතේ qualifying payment නැත්නම් සුදුසුකම් ලබන ගෙවීම් තියෙනවා නම් ඒ සුදුසුකම් ලබන ගෙවීම් වලට අදාළ තොරතුරු schedule 3 වලට enter කරන්න ඕනේ. ඔය පරණ ඇක්ට් එක යටතේ deduct කරන qualifying සහ මේ වර්තමාන අනක 2007 අංක 27 යටතේ deduct කරන qualify කරන්න ඕනි. ඒ වගේම මේ ෆිල්ම් ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රි ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් වලට අදාළව තියෙන qualifying payment සහ ඒ අනිකුත් අදාළ qualifying payment මෙතෙන්දී claim කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? donation to government, right? Donation to specified institutions, right? A donations දැන් ඇත්තටම අපි income related details enter කළා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි loss වලට අදාළ detail enter කළා. ඊළඟට අපි qualifying payment enter කළා. ඊට පස්සේ අපේ taxable income relate වෙලා තියෙනවා. Then what we have to do is review this taxable income based on the liable income tax rate to calculate the tax liability, right here. So the different activities, different type of income will be liable to the corporate income tax under the different rates, right? So some we have to enter with the relevant section reference details and the appropriate part or appropriate amount of taxable income for that particular type of income, right? Section මෙතන ඇවිල්ලා මේ total taxable income එක already system එක calculate කරලා තියෙනවා. already system එක calculate කරපු total taxable income මෙතන pop up වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. 50,800,000. So what we have to distribute, right, correctly, and then we move to the details, right? So remittance තිබ්බනම් remittance tax deduct කරලා තිබ්බනම් ඒ remittance වලට අදාළ details තමයි මේ schedule 5 එකට enter කරන්නේ. මෙතන ඇත්තටම මේ data enter කරන විදිහ අර individual income tax return එකේ data enter කරන විදිහත් එක්ක ගත්තාම difference එකක් තියෙනවා. ඔයගලන්ට මතක නම් individual income tax return එකේ data enter කරන්නේ හැමතිස්සම table එකකට පල්ලෙහින් තියෙන ඒකට එන්ටර් කරලා ඇඩ් ප්‍රෙස් කළාම තමයි මේ data එක අදාළ table එකට සහ main return. හැබැයි මෙතන directly අර summary page එකෙන්ද අනිත් තැන් වලදී direct කොටසට තමයි data එක enter කරන්නේ. Final withholding payment related details you have to enter here. එතින්දී summary එකක් දෙන්න ඕනි. Total receipt of final withholding payment and the receipt of final withholding payment against the receipt of final withholding payment, amount of tax deducted and amount of tax not deducted if available. That amount also you need to enter here. Liable income වල break up එක enter කරන්න ඕනේ මෙතනට. So then you will, once you click the next button from the schedule 6, you will be moved to the schedule 7, the tax credit, right? So total tax credit, refundable and non-refundable. It has been divided into two as refundable and non-refundable, right? So non-refundable tax credits are the foreign tax credit, other relief and the excess payment from the previous year, those are the non-refundable tax credit, and the others, tax paid on remittance, tax paid on realization of investment asset, withholding or the advance income tax credit, self-assessment payment, those are the kind of refundable credits, right? So the both refundable and non-refundable credit related details you have to be entered, right? And the total will be calculated by the system. So now you have almost done, right? Your return filing part almost done. Then the schedule 8, right? So schedule 8 is not mandatory, right? So now you can see the schedule 8 here because you have selected from the main return, main page, schedule 8 is applicable to you. If you say no for the schedule 8, right, you can skip this schedule 8 and 9. But if you skip the schedule 8 and 9 from here, you have to attach the financial statement uh, as a PDF document with the return, right? Or the advance income tax credit claim. So that breakup has to be entered the rate wise, right? So 10 ගාන කැපිච්ච ඒවාන් කොච්චරක්ද 8න් කැපිච්ච ඒවා කොච්චරක්ද 5න් කැපිච්ච ඒවා කොච්චරක්ද කියන එක එන්ටර් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම මේවට අදාළ බ්‍රේක්අප් එක ඩීටේල් බ්‍රේක්අප් එක CSV ෆෝමැට් එකෙන් දෙන්න ඕනේ. This is schedule 7 we already discussed. This is the balance tax payable amount. So this is the confirmation page. If you decide that schedule 8 and schedule 9 is not applicable, instead of filling the schedule 8 and 9 here, it's better to submit this financial statement in PDF format. You can do that. So in that case, what you have to do is once you complete the schedule 7, you have to move to the confirmation page, right? So from the confirmation page, what you can do, you can submit this returns to the approver, or we can amend it, or you can upload the supporting document and kind of thing, right? So other option, so once what you can do is you can just enter the date, you can keep that draft, right? That draft will be remain until you submit the return, not you actually, by the approver submit the return. But meantime, in between, what you can do is even there's an option to remove the draft as well, right? So the draft already prepared by the preparer can remove, right? So you can make the return status new again, right? So I just mark it, I just remove the draft and I just look, I just try to open the return again with some conditions. At first point, I did not apply any conditions. I say yes for the all each and every schedules. Now I have selected here certain schedules are not applicable to me. So I say no for some of the schedules. So once we log to the system, once we log to the return, once we open the return by saying no for some returns, some schedules, you can see those schedules are missing here, right? If I say no for the schedule 2B, that means lost schedule. There will you want to open the particular schedule, right? මෙතන ඇත්තටම මට පෙන්වන්න ඕනේ මේ කස්ටමයිස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. So return එක we can customize it, and I just show the relevant schedules. Which schedules for what? Schedule 1 for what, 2 for what, 3 for what, 4 for what, likewise, right? And we can customize it. The data entering process is a simple one. You can enter the data directly in the right, and there's no but that data it will comes to the relevant section. So another view. Any questions up to this point? Corporate income tax return එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් වෙන මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්න සහ clarify කරගන්න ඕනි දේවල් මම ආයිම මේ prepare එකෙන් log වෙලා draft එකක් open කරනවා. draft එක මම remove කළා. then status new new status තියෙන return එක open කරනවා. tax type එක ඒ කියන්නේ organization type එක company ඊට පස්සේ මම schedule select කරනවා, right? Even I can say it's a fund, it's a public corporate, it's a club, it's a NGO, it's a unit trust, or even it's a company, right? So then again what I'm doing, I'm just customizing the return. This time also I select all the schedules by saying yes for these qualifying conditions. So I just accept the full form of the return and move to the next. මේ මම ඇත්තම දැන් පෙන්නන්නේ අපි අර කලින් කරපු process එකමයි. මේක නැවත කියවීමක් එකේ right අපිට schedules වලට access කරද්දී main return එකේ ඉඳලා ඒ අදාළ schedule එක directly access කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් අපි අර කලින් පෙන්නපු විදිහට next button එක හරහා schedule by schedule අපිට access කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. So මේ තියෙන්නේ අර part B computation part එක schedule 8 9 10 we have to say whether the 8 9 10 is applicable or not. If say no, system will not show the schedule 8 9 and 10 to us. Instead of that we have to upload the relevant document, right? Main pages ඔක්කොම gray in color, that means you cannot enter the data here. You have to move to the particular schedule and you have to enter the data that schedule, right? So those the same schedules here again, business schedule, the income schedule for two, and one is the exempted schedule to be declare the losses, right? මේ schedule 2A වල සහ 2B වල තියෙන important feature එක තමයි එතන තියෙනවා අර summary page එකක්, right? So you can enter the data to the features will be calculated by system. But here there's no any pre-populated data, right? So make sure no pre-populated data here. Even the investment interest income related details from the bank will not be automatically pre-populated for the corporate income tax return. That pre-population is only for the individual income tax returns, right? අනිත් මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ දේ තමයි හැමතිස්සෙම prepare එකෙන් ඔයාලා log වෙලා ඉන්න තාක්කල් ඔයාලට මේ return එක IRB එකට connect කරන්න බෑ. IRB එකට මේ return එක මේ සම්බන්ධ කරන්න බෑ. If you need to submit this return to the IRB, definitely you have to log into the system as a approver, not as the preparer. මම මේක experience එක share කරනවා. දැන් මාසෙක විතර උඩදී දවසක් ළමෙක් ඇත්තටම මේ කියන්නේ audit firm එක වැඩ කරන ළමෙක් එයා ටිකක් නිකන් අඬන ස්වරයෙන් කතා කළා. ඒ ළමයා කිව්වා එයාට වැරදිලා අපි හිතමු A කියන කම්පැනියේ data B කියන කම්පැනියේ return එකට enter කළා. සහ B කියන කම්පැනියේ data A කියන කම්පැනියේ return එකට enter කළා. එතකොට දැන් මාරු වෙලා. right? දැන් සමහර විට liability 1 million තිබ්බ කම්පැනියට actual liability 1 million තිබ්බ කම්පැනියට liability ගිහින් ඇති 10 million කියලා. ඒ වගේම liability 10 million තිබ්බ කම්පැනියට ගිහින් ඇති 1 million කියලා. then මේක මාර ප්‍රශ්නයක්නේ මේක හදන්න ලේසි නැහැ ආයි once you submit the return it submitted, right? So you cannot alter it, right? So if you wish to do some alteration, that means if you wish to make some amendment to the return which is already submitted, the only way is you have to make an appeal, right? So through the appeal then the officer has to alter it, right? But fortunately මේ ළමයා system එකට log වෙලා තිබ්බේ as a preparer. So even the preparer submit the return, it just goes to the approver, not to the IRB. වාසනාවකට එතන return එක IRB එකට submit වෙලා තිබ්බේ නැහැ. approve අතේ තිබ්බේ. ඒතකොට approver ට පුළුවන් මේක alter කරන්න. ඒ නිසා ඒ කාරණාවත් මතක තියාගන්න. right? So I am again customizing the return, right? I say no for some of the schedules. I quickly move to the schedule 2. This is the loss schedule, right? If loss applicable, I can enter the loss related details as we discussed earlier. If we press the, you will be navigated to the main return again. අර corporate income tax අපි අර individual income tax return වල අපි ඕනම schedule එකක ඉඳලා main එකට ආවේ එතන අර task bar එකේ උඩ තිබ්බ main return කියලා hyperlink එකක්. ඒක through. හැබැයි මෙතන main return කියන hyperlink එකකින් නෙමෙයි අපි ඕනම schedule එකක ඉඳලා cancel කරපු ගමන් ඒ schedule එක අපිට ගේනවා main return එකට. ඒ වගේම තමයි අර මට කීප පාරක් මේ qualifying page එකට ඇවිල්ලා system එක නැත්නම් return එක customize කරගන්න පුළුවන්. So I am logging again and I say yes for now. This time earlier I said no for this, but now again I am saying yes. So likewise I am we submit the return to the preparer, until we submit the return to the approver, preparer can alter the return. That means preparer can customize the return. So likewise, it's preparer's duty to enter the relevant details into the relevant pages, right? So in that case, preparer has to complete the schedule 1 for the exempted business income and investment income, even the exempted business losses. Preparer has to complete the schedule 2A for the income, right? Income from the business, investment and other. If applicable, preparer has to complete the schedule 2B for the losses, right? So and preparer has to complete the schedule 3 for qualifying payment, schedule 4 for tax calculation, and schedule 5 for remittance, schedule 6 for final withholding tax payment, and 7 for total tax credit, and 8, 9, and 10 for the computation sheet, financial information, and the schedule 10 for the remittance data, right? So we have already come across with those schedules. So this is completed once. See, once you complete the schedule 2A and 2B, accordingly system will calculate the assessable income from each sources. So here now you can see the business income, total loss deductible against the business income, investment income, total loss deductible against the investment income, and accordingly accessible income from the business and the accessible income from the investment will be automatically pop up here. So but automatically means those details will be pop up here based on the data that you have entered to the particular schedules, right? And we just repeat that part 2-3 times. Qualifying payment to the schedule 3. There are a lot of variation in qualifying payment for the organizations, right? And once you complete that part, the total qualifying payment will comes to page number 60, right? So based on that, system will calculate the taxable income, right? So taxpayer has to enter the details refers to the remittance tax under the schedule 4. Then schedule 4 to calculate the tax liability. So likewise, the preparer has to complete it. Right. Say once he finish entering data, right? There's a choice. He can go to the part B, that means computation part, or he can move to the confirmation page from the schedule 7. So this is the schedule 8 and 9. It's optional, right? Make a වෙනුවට අර සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කරලා තියෙන මේ balance sheet එක නැත්නම් profit and loss account එක නැත්නම් tax computation එක attach කරන්න පුළුවන්. right? ගොඩක් දෙනෙක් ඇත්තට මේක තමයි කරන්නේ මේ format එක use කරනවට වඩා. අපි දැන් අර ටික no කියලා schedule 7 වලට ආවන් පස්සේ you can see the part B is disabled. Then we have to go for the confirmation. So there's no asset and liability statement and kind of thing here under this corporate income tax. This is the confirmation, right? You can see confirmation. So nothing can edit from the confirmation page, right? You can just review the data that you have entered, right? And finally, you will come to the declaration part and this area, right? So as per the individual income tax return, here also there are 5 buttons, and one is to print. That means through this option, you can have a printout of this confirmation page, or you can save the confirmation page in your machine as a PDF. And another button to submit for the approval. You can see it not just the submit, it submit for the approval. Once you click this button, the return will be moved to the authorizer or the approver. So then approver has to log into the system using his SSID and password, and only the approver can submit the return to the IRB. And there's another button to upload supporting document, and here also the same option available here. Upload document now or later. The taxpayer can select even the later, and he can submit the return without any supporting document. It also accepted, right? But if necessary, taxpayer has to submit the supporting document even after the return filing, right? I did not capture the approval part, right? I just logged to the system using the prepare, but the approval logging also same, I think. There's nothing difference, but let me check whether there's any. So this is the approval part, right? So this is not the corporate income tax return. I think this is actually the partnership income tax return, but we'll see, right? So approver has to log to the system using his SSID and the PIN. since this is the first time that person used this SSID and the pin, therefore he has to convert that approval pin to his own one. Then approve with the this is corporate income tax, right? So pending approval, return status is pending approval. That means preparer has submitted the return for the approval. So now the approval into the system, and this is it, right? Confirmation page. Even the approver can do changes. Even the approver can customize the return. Even approver can change any data which is already entered by the preparer, right? So even the approver can move among the schedules. That means schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every schedule is editable to the approver. And another important area is the Schedule 9 transfer pricing section, right? If you do have related party transaction more than 200 million, you have to say yes for this Schedule 9 transfer pricing part, and you have to enter further details if necessary, right? And when it comes to the approver, see the difference. There's just a submit button. That means once the approver click the submit button, return will be submitted to the IRB. Thereafter, nothing can be changed through this online platform. If taxpayer need to do further change, once it submit, right, it has to be done through an appeal. It's a very it's not very simple process. Therefore, before you submit the return to the IRB, make sure everything is okay and everything is fine, right? Even the approver can upload the supporting document. That's why upload supporting document button here. And not only that, instead of 5 buttons, there are 6 buttons because of this rework button. Once the approver click the rework button, again system again return will be open to the preparer. Some changes to the return. With that changes, we can rework the return towards the preparer. Preparer තමයි නැවත යවන්න පුළුවන්. preparer ලව්වම මේක හදවලා ආයෙත් ගෙන්නගෙන submit කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි rework කළා preparer ළඟට යවුවොත් preparer ට IRB එක submit කරන්න බෑ. rework කළා preparer ළඟට යවුවොත් make sure do the corrections before 30th November and submit it against to the approver, and from the approver it has to be submitted to the Inland Revenue. Okay. Any questions? මේක ටිකක් complicated එකක්. මම හිතන්නේ ගොඩක් දෙනෙක් 100% familiar නැතුව ඇති මේ corporate income tax return එක ගැන. මොකද ඒක feel කරන්න හම්බෙන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට tax consultant කෙනෙක්ට on behalf of their client, or even some of the employee who responsible for the income tax return filing. Once since the approval submitted it, right? So the return status will be changed to the submitted, and the system will issue the acknowledgement soon after the approval submitted, right? So that is what I have to share. Refers to the part. So if I summarize the things that we discussed today, the most important things are we need to have SSID. But just SSID is not enough, right? Somebody has to authorize that SSID for particular function. Once the SSID assigned for particular functions, that SSID holder using that SSID and SSID password, that SSID holder can log into the system, right? And that preparer can fill the return on behalf of the client or on behalf of the employer, right? Any questions? Is it difficult? Of course, right? It's difficult compared to the individual income tax return filing. Anything from your end? Any feedback? Any suggestions? Or anything you need to clarify further refers to this corporate income tax return filing? We'll see one question. Yes, video will be shared by the corporate campus, not by myself. They will share. They record this and they will share it. If there's no more questions, we can wind up the session for the day. So hope you learn some idea about this corporate income tax return filing, but don't forget the concept of learn, unlearn and relearn, right? So සමහර විට ඔයගොල්ලන් මේ වෙනකොට හිතේ තියෙන tax file එක නදහස සම්පූර්ණයෙන් මයින් කරගෙන අලුතෙන්ම මේක ඉගෙන ගන්න වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ඒකත් මතක තියාගන්න. Learn during the life we have to learn, we have to unlearn and we have to relearn, right? ඒකත් එක්ක අපි ඉස්සරහට යමු. Next week, I think Mr. Indika will cover the partnership tax return, partnership tax calculation. And after Mr. Indika complete the partnership tax calculation on coming Wednesday, I will do the partnership income tax return filing part on the next Saturday, right? So thank you very much for your participation, and I wish very good week ahead for all of you. We'll be back on next Saturday with the partnership tax return filing. Thank you.